Good day, everybody, and welcome back to CJfarmGrit.
So how do we get this to turn into this? Today, we're going to tell you how we do that. Bye-bye.
In this video, we told you guys to comment some name suggestions of what you think we should call the new tractor that we purchased at the auction. And you guys came up with some pretty good names.
Yeah, so there was a lot of y'all commented, and there was a lot of names that you guys have commented, but we'd say the most one was the Dutch or Little Dutchman, because the tractor is in New Holland. And
the thing, if we were to say,
so we was like, oh, that's good. We could say, because we have the Beast, and we really don't have a name for the other tractor. It's just kind of like the new tractor, because it was, we didn't purchase that one at the auction. It was brand new, and so we just kind of have like the new tractor and the Beast, and then we could have the Dutch. But then we were like,
if the tractor needs fixing, because we have a lot of Netherlands viewers.
Yeah, Netherlands is always like in the top 6, I guess, I think,
on the analytics of who's watching us.
So we have a lot of Dutchies watching us.
And so if we were to call it the Dutch,
we were like, okay, what if we have some Dutchies that,
like new viewers that come on and then they hear us say the Dutch needs some work,
or there's some problems with the Dutch,
they'd be like, I'd be offended.
Or the Dutch has a leak, or we don't know what's wrong with the Dutch. It's, you know,
the Dutch isn't Dutching.
and so we were like, we could offend a lot of Netherlands viewers and end up losing some of our Dutchies. And so we were like, maybe we shouldn't do that.
But then somebody said Smurf. But that was we were like, okay, that's
kind of
we got the Beast, we got the Smurf,
but then it's like, oh, we got the Beast, and then we got the Smurf.
You know?
And so one of our commenters had said to do the Monster, which that was good, because then we could have the Beast and the Monster. I don't know, we really haven't decided on a name yet, but
that's high up there, is the Monster.
Yeah.
To have the Beast, the Monster.
Oh, and a lot of you guys were saying to name it Beauty. I don't know, the Beauty just sounded, it didn't really go with the vibe. You know?
Yeah, and then a lot of you said just to call it Blue, but then you wouldn't know which tractor we're talking about because the majority of the tractors are blue, and so it's not really a descriptive name for it.
Yeah,
so
you
far,
guys are good on your names, but we haven't, like, that's the one that we're gonna go with.
Yeah. So far, it may be the Monster. Maybe.
Oh, can we take a moment to see, literally, I don't know, it's, you know how something happens and you don't even realize it, but it's already happened? That's what it's like. Like, these were just budding and now everything's like...
Okay, so almost every farmer knows that spring doesn't officially start when the snow melts. It starts when you turn on your irrigation lines and discover surprise geysers and sprinklers launching themselves into Earth's orbit.
Welcome, Father.
Okay, so I am mowing in the juice grapes today. Lance's is duck footing. That's too high. I'm in the Beast. I don't like the 3-point on this. It has like this little knobby instead of the little and small handle. lot of broken sprinklers that we have come across, and that's not even half of the ones that have actually, those are just the ones we've taken the time to record. So, as well as sometimes the grape harvester will break a pipe, and the mechanical pruner will sometimes break pipe, and then just sprinklers will break, the heads of the sprinklers, so that's... I don't know if you can see it. Can we see it? Nope. Right there.
You guys consistently show up in our comments, and we literally love reading your guys' comments, so
Thanks.
keep up the great work. Don't go away.
Here I'm getting the rotavator set for Sis. So I gotta get the set for her. We're gonna go get everything else ready to get planting these sticks. Watch, she rotavates. Let me go adjust the top link. Alright, I think that's it from me. That's all set for her. We're gonna go get everything else ready.
Alright, so here we are prepping the land so that we can plant grape cuttings. So these grape cuttings are going to be used as grape replacements for next year. Stay tuned. In a little bit, we're going to give you guys a quick breakdown of how all of this works.
Bro just got done setting the rotavator to the height that it needs to be at. First things first is the first thing that we need to do after this area of land has been disked is we need to rotivate now before we stick the vines into the ground. We cannot lift the rotavator up when the PTO is on. We have to shut the PTO off, lift it up, turn around. So. I just put the rotavator down and then turn the PTO on. Oh, and we have to have the fuel handle wide open so that the rotavator is running at its max speed that it can, and it rotivates better when the fuel handle is wide open. By the way, I didn't notice these two colors to literally match like almost perfectly, and when it all matches. Alright, I just finished rotivating.
Not our tractor, we're borrowing it.
Alright, so one thing you guys will notice as we carve out these grape cuttings is that the roots are at the top. And that is because when we put them in the bin, we intentionally flipped them upside down. So simply inverting grape cuttings is a technique used to encourage faster, stronger rooting by disrupting the natural flow of nutrients. And that prevents the top buds from growing before the roots are ready. So normally the top of a cutting wants to grow leaves immediately. And if leaves grow before roots, that will drain the cutting's energy, which will lead to failure. So by turning it upside down, the top buds are buried deeper where it is cooler, and that inhibits them from growing. Meanwhile, because we flipped the cutting upside down, the bottom of the cutting is up at the top where the surface of the soil is warmer. And that encourages the plant to form a callus, which is a tissue that develops before roots emerge more quickly. And so we do all of this because growth comes from navigating its way upward towards the light.
In the depths of silence, where echoes remain, you were the sunrise, and I was the rain. A collision of souls, opposing in flight. I was the darkness, you yearned for the light.
Compact the dirt next to the sticks.
You know, and I'm losing my mind, losing my mind, losing my mind. Now you gone. Why did you come here?
Let's get more bundles. Got this many left. Each. They're in the bundles of 100, so.
Tell us these do not look like
You were the
trolls.
laughter that kept me alive.
Totally looks like a troll.
You were hello.
It smells good. I love the smell of dirt.
Not bad. It's like when
What makes you think of that? Oh, Dad saw one of these sticks at the farm store and they were selling them for like 10 bucks. And we get them for free. Because they're ours, you know? Anyway, you were saying the other day how I look like the Prius and Mom looks like the Sequoia. What do you look like? I'm thinking it's the red truck. Huh? Because what else?
She does. Like whenever, even if Dad is.
puller tractor.
That doesn't count. It's not like a vehicle.
Even if Dad is driving the Prius or something, whenever I just see the white Prius driving down the road, it immediately just looks like brunette sis. I thought it was used to be so weird how people could not know the day of the week.
Huh? Can't even believe it's happening to us. We're getting so old.
Get the camera, I got it last time.
I thought we established they can pick themselves up and walk yourselves. Got so much dirt in my boot. Dude, the Ren Clay Straves, the I'm gonna fall, that's such a down on my knees. Such a knee slapper
Lord.
for bringing me peace. And we did it wide enough so then we can rotivate the alley of this. Because these are staying in the ground until like what, next year? That's how far we're spacing them apart. We will see you later.
We just finished planting all 4,000 of the sticks. So we have 3 pretty long lines of grape plantings. Let me show you this line. And then, all right, and so what all of these sticks are going towards is the Niagaras are going towards grape replacements, and the 3,000 Concords we are going to, where the wine grapes used to be, we're going to next year. We're going to plant that with Concord juice grapes, and then rip out some not so good Concords. So yeah, there was something I needed to say. Oh, so these sticks, we're going to have them grow roots for a year, and then next year we're going to dig them up like we did on the baby grapes this year that you guys saw, like a couple last videos. So all of that is happening next year. But for now, they just need a year to grow some good roots. It's an absolutely lovely evening. I love it when the green just looks so green and the blue looks gray. It's good. Looks gray over here. Oh, by the way, Dad's turning on the water so that the baby sticks that we just planted will get watered right away.
Alright, so here is a quick breakdown of what this process entails. So in the winter, we saved a row that we didn't prune so that we could get some grape cuttings from it. After we got the cuttings, then we went back and pruned the row. So basically, we find a long, thick, and healthy cane, and from that cane, we cut right at the bottom of the bud. The bud is where the roots are going to grow from. So we cut each stick to about 4 to 5 buds, and each little stick is going to be one grape plant. We then tie up the cuttings in bundles of 100. And by the way, we took these cuttings back in February. After that, we take the grape cuttings and we turn them upside down in a bin, bury them in sand, and water it down. So we do sand instead of dirt because dirt after watering it gets all hard, and then something like compost is basically not dense enough and would dry out the roots. So we do sand because sand stays moist and doesn't get all hard when it gets watered. So after marinating for a few months, the buds callus over and start to grow roots. Alright, so once we are sure that we have had our last freeze, we then stick these cuttings into the ground, and we usually do that around the first or second week in May. We have the cuttings grow for a year until we dig them up the next year, pull them up out of the ground, and plant them where they are needed. After planting, we then prune them and train them up, and that looks like this.
All right, so we had a worker go through and train up the vines, tie them up. But we saved one parcel for Dad to show us how to do it so that we know how to do it. And so this is what we do to train up the baby vines that you guys saw us plant. So we're gonna pick the straightest and best looking cane, and that's the one that we're gonna tie up. So everything else then gets cut off. Like this. And we're gonna cut it like about here. All right, so we just tie a slip knot that we're gonna put around the vine. This. And that goes on here. And then we tie it up here. Oh shoot, I forgot the spray guard. Oh my gosh. Why you're not saying anything? All right, after are we cutting that out? After we have the string tied on there, then we get a spray guard because this isn't organic right here. So we have to put spray guards on, otherwise the spray will kill the new vines. Like that. Like that, and it's all tied up, and then the vine will grow, and then we'll train it up onto the wire.
Alright, so assuming everything goes well in the growing, we eventually want each of those grape plants to look like this. And so the grape plants that you guys saw us plant in the last 2 videos, here are what some of those are looking like. So some of them have leaves already like this one. Some of them already have little grape bunches, and then some of them are just plain dead. So it just kind of depends.
Okay, so here I'm changing the flail blades on our rear flail mower, and we're putting all new bolts on because as I'm explaining here, you can see the threads are just kind of messed up. They weren't the cleanest, and the bolt was kind of starting to wear away. So we just replaced all new bolts. They were a year old. Sometimes you can get 2 years. We just replaced them. I always wear hearing protection when I'm using loud stuff. I like to protect my ears. So, yeah. So one of our farmer friends let us use his pit that he has because it made it so much easier to change these flail blades. Faster, easier. So, yeah, props to him.
Yeah.
So this is pretty much how they go together up under the flail blade. It goes like that, washer, washer, bolt nut, just up in the ear. That's basically exactly how I'm putting it together, just through the ear of the mower, as you can see there. I don't remember how many we counted, but we'll put up on the screen how many blades there were. If we remember. I counted them.
So how many was it? Is he wanting to show us now?
Oh, I was thinking we could ask them if we have an accent.
We do. They say the way we say bag. I don't know how else you want us to explain.
Yeah, what are we gonna say?
Bag. Give me a bag, please.
No, it's bog.
Bag. It's bag.
Yeah.
Where's the bag? Where's the
apple
Walmart bag? Where's the Apple bag?
But we've always said bag.
Bag. We didn't even like realize that we said bag wrong until a lot of you were saying it's funny the way we say bag.
Wrong.
It's just
I don't think I've ever heard somebody around like us say bag.
bag. Is it bag or bag? Bag. That's.
I feel like that's valid, girl. Bag.
It's big. Okay, so we recently got a comment and someone asked, have you ladies done a video on what kind of meals you eat to power you to do all of this work?
And we've had some comments that have asked, like, what do we do for energy? So
what we don't do.
we could say a lot of stuff of what we do, but that could be in another video. But we will say one thing that we do not do
Is energy drinks.
Yeah.
That.
We do not promote poison in a can.
There are a lot of people on social media, males and females, drinking that.
And unfortunately, they have like
people
have told us that there's some on social media that have a following, and some of that following is not even older,
like teens.
but yeah, and they're promoting
and like influencing them to drink the energy drinks and like Red Bull. There's been so many news stories lately of people having heart problems because they drink energy drinks. So we don't do that. And we don't want you to do it either.
Yeah, we like you guys showing up, so please do not follow the majority of thinking it's cool to drink energy drinks. It's not. It's just like drinking a bottle of death.
Like, what's the matter with a glass of water?
Yeah. Coconut water.
Coconut water.
You never drink it.
I don't. Okay, it's because I had that one rotten bottle that tasted like moldy grape juice, and then ever since then it was like sick. I've had like PTSD.
Stick coconut water in the fridge, but I've been drinking it room temperature as well, and it's fine.
What time does our parking meter run out? I don't get how they would know though. It's not like on Andy Griffith or I Love Lucy where there's a little parking meter and it says invalid.
Because we put in the time before I paid.
How are they gonna know that the car left?
Because when they look and the car is gone.
I don't see any cameras.
All right, you guys, we want to know, do we have an accent to you guys? To other people in other areas of the United States and to
other people in other countries?
Yes.
Let us know if we've got accents, because
besides the fact of
the way we say beg.
Yeah.
That doesn't even count.
Besides that fact, do we have an accent to you Europeans?
As Europeans as anybody.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
We will start what we didn't finish yesterday. So, let me get out and show you a couple things first. I threw a lot of grapevines in here, a lot of posts, a lot of grapevines, a lot of stumps. To show you how hot it is, I will throw a pile in here and it will start up, and I won't need to start it again just because all the heat and the ashes are still simmering. And this will burn down more. It's still burning down. Still some clumps in there. It'll still get more fine ash. This is what I'm using to pick them up. This thing basically just grabs the whole thing, grabs the pile, picks it up with this big headboard behind it. I guess that's what it's called. Not too familiar with loaders. Blade on the back. So yeah, that's the setup. How's that? Sitting low so you can see my head in the joystick here. Looking at it on my phone. So, first things first, this is not our tractor. This is a neighbor's. I am putting all of the wine grape vines and posts into the burn hole that I dug with the excavator, so we can burn them, do something with this land, plant cover crop, maybe plant more grapes next year, juice grapes. I finished, I'd say, 80% of it last night. Yeah. I just got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 more piles. Yesterday, that barn piles was insane. It was raging. These vines have been drying out for about 2 months, so of course it would. A little under 2 months. Next week it'd be 2 months. They've been sitting here drying out. We were going to let them dry out for a month. That's plenty long, but we just didn't have the time to get to them. We were busy doing other things. Okay, so this is the first pile I've thrown in this. I'm going to throw in this pit. This is a pit. That's better than a hole. Sounds more professional. This is the first pile, and I'll show you. I'm like 99% sure this fire will start itself because the ashes are so hot, even though there's a lot of stuff and brush here. Give it a minute. Get out, back up. So what I do is just come in here, grab the pile, slowly. Grab as much as I can. There goes my phone. Oh, of course. It's horrible. Let me I got the first one good. I should have recorded that one. Come on, fall out. Things get stuck. The things get stuck between the forks a lot. So a lot of the time, what I'll do, because there's a lot of little stumps laying around everywhere, I just push the piles into each other by putting the forks down, so it kind of rakes the ground. So I get everything. Everything disconnected. Get the dirt out. See all that dirt that's falling. Can you see? I don't know. Now we back up to the burn pile. So I'm not too familiar with loaders. By that I mean we don't own one, so I don't drive them every day basically. So if I'm a little bit rusty, that's why. It's because I don't do this every day, just on occasion. Slow process. So I just come up to the pile and dump it. Try to get as much speed as I can going down so everything comes off the forks cleanly. Dang, maybe that won't start up. When I'm doing something like this, I like just to get going, set my mind to it, and get it done as fast as I can to move on to the next thing that needs done. So that's why I don't record too much. That's why I'm like not even in some videos, but it's because I don't record as much. So here I'm just lowering the blade to smooth out the path so I'm not so rocky back and forth. So this is the exact same tractor as the pruner tractor. Very familiar. This just doesn't have a seat in it. The buddy seat or whatever you call those. Oh yeah, I think the fire's going. There we go. I think it's going. Well, here, look at this actually. 1, 2, 3, 3 clicks. That's the load. I always try to keep that as low as I can, but I don't want those vines dragging on the ground and losing my whole load. So there's the fire going. Just dump that. The fire's going right there. Yeah, and it just takes some time. Once the wood heats up enough and sits in those very hot ashes long enough. See, that's small. It'll get going way bigger. I wonder why tractors are like color brand specific. You know, like why can't you get a pink, like a pink New Holland or a, you know, blue John Deere? It's weird. New Hollands aren't bad. We like the New Hollands. They've got the super steerer on there, on the front, especially for row crop farming. By row crop, it's like grapes, raspberries, apples, you can name it. Cherries, you know, stuff like that, pears. Super steer on the front of New Hollands are amazing. Yeah. And the colors are not bad either. Green on the John Deere is just kind of black, you know. Blue is a good color. So now I'm curious what kind of tractors, what brand I should say, what brand of tractors all you guys like, use, or your favorite. I know Fendt is pretty good, but 3 times the price of a normal tractor. Yeah, let me know. I'm curious. There's a good one. Now you guys aren't seeing every job we do on the farm. You're probably only seeing like half or a quarter of it because we all still have to get work done. We are getting paid to do this. So there is a level of efficiency we have to, you know, basically do. Yeah, we just like to, especially me, but everybody else pretty much likes to get down and finish their job and get it done, move on to the next, because we like to see all this in good condition. So good. That's the nice thing about having your own like family run the farm, because I mean the other employees, they just, you know, do their job, get paid. We us siblings like kind of care about what this looks like and what, you know what I'm trying to say. We care about the quality of the job we're doing. I mean, not to say that the other people don't, but I mean, they're just working to get paid. We're working to get, well, working because it's fun, working to get paid, and working to get things done, you know, if you know what I mean. But, yeah, you gotta hire out some work. Us four and Dad and Mom can't do it all. So if you guys remember back in, August of 25, I was teaching my sisters how to shoot. They have shot in the past, but it's been a while since then. So I was teaching them to shoot some clays, pigeons, skeet shooting, whatever you want to call it. And we got a comment the other day. A guy wanted to see us shoot all kinds of stuff, and so yeah, I mean, they never hit a clay because that was their first time. I'm pretty sure that was their first time clay shooting, skeet shooting. I don't know the difference of skeet and sport. I don't know. That was their first time. I'm pretty sure skeet shooting, clay shooting with a shotgun. But we need to redo that. We need to do that again. Have a redemption round so they can actually hit one. It might take a while. I practice. So, I mean, I practice more than they do, so way more than they do. So I've got somewhat good at it. I can hit three clays being thrown at the same time. Not every time. I can hit doubles almost every time, but yeah. So let me know if you want to see them try that again and take your time and actually try to hit a couple. Yeah, let us know, and we will if you want. If you get enough people wanting to see that, we will have a redemption round, and I will do a more in-depth teaching on skeet shooting. Yeah, let us know. I think that's it from me. I'm signing off.
Weird. Remember when we first found this? We were like, oh my word.
Wow. Dude!
It's our problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata.
For purple mountain majesty, above the fruited plain, America, America.
When the world is cold as stone. I don't know the lyrics.
Neither do I. Love will turn your life around. Lift your head and call my name. Like I'm running like a freight train. Don't let the darkness get you down. Ooga chugga, ooga, ooga, ooga chugga, ooga, ooga. I can't stop this feeling. I'm about a feeling. Bam, bam, bam.
Go.
So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. Now whenever you're in trouble, won't you stand by
Right. I am still waiting in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains.
What?
I don't know, I feel like there's somebody coming.
Okay, now where are we going?
What was it?
We're gonna
That
say
was fun.
what?
There was somebody
What?
right
Look
there.
at the backs. Just what?
Well, this looks cool. Almost looks like it's a prison.
There ain't nobody there.
Really? She was walking by the rail.
So we have every right to be there as she does.
Well, this goes down
What?
along the road. What? Is that an owl?
And look, you can see yourself.
Yeah.
The camera's dead, by the way.
I like your sunglass. I like your sunglass.
Thank you.
Yeah.